John 14:6.
Jovan 14:6.
You must know these verses off by heart.
Već morate ove stihove znati napamet.
Jesus says, I am the way, the truth and the life.
Isus im reče, ja sam put i istina i život.
No one,
Nijedan čovek
comes to the Father except by me.
neće doći Ocu dok kroz mene.
It's either true or it's a lie, one of the two.
To je ili istina ili laž, jedno od ta dva.
But show me someone else who hung on a cross,
Dakle, ukažite mi na nekoga koji je bio razapet na krstu,
who was treated like he was treated,
koji je bio tretiran, sa kojim se postupalo kao sa Isusom,
and says, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
a da je rekao, Oče, oprosti im jer ne znaju šta čine.
Well, that's got my respect.
To zaslužuje moje poštovanje.
Now here's another one that also says something similar.
A evo još jednog koji kaže nešto slično.
This is Pope Boniface in his
Papa
Bull Unam
Bonifacije
Sanctum.
VIII u svojoj Bull Unam Sanctam
He
kaže,
says the Roman pontiff judges all men.
Rimski pontifeks sudi svim ljudima.
I thought Jesus just said he was the only one.
Mislim da je upravo Isus rekao da je on jedini.
But he's judged by no one.
Ali nije osuđivan ni prosuđivan od strane bilo koga.
That means not even God judges the Pope.
To znači da papu čak ni Bog ne može da osudi niti.
And just so
sudi o
that you
njemu.
get the message, we
Čisto
declare,
da
assert,
razumete
define and
poruku.
pronounce 4 times
Znači mi izjavljujemo, tvrdimo, definišemo i iskazujemo
to be subject to the Roman pontiff is to every creature altogether necessary for salvation.
treba biti treba se pokoriti papi, rimskom pontifu, i to bi za svako stvorenje bilo neophodnost za spasenje, da se pokori pred papom.
Wow. That which was spoken of Christ,
Ono što je Hristos izgovorio, što je važilo za Hrista,
thou hast subdued all things under his feet,
da si pokorio sve pod noge njegove,
may well seem verified of me.
može izgledati tačno i za mene, može biti tačno i za mene.
I have the authority of the King of Kings.
Ja imam vlast cara nad carevima.
I am all and above all.
Ja sam sve i nad svim.
So that God himself and I, the vicar of God,
Tako da Bog sam i ja, zastupnik, namesnik Božji,
have but one consistency.
imamo jednu nameru.
I am able to do all that God can do.
I ja sam u stanju da činim sve što i Bog.
What therefore can you make of me but God?
Šta onda mogu ja biti nego Bog?
I have never heard anything so arrogant in all my life.
Nikad nešto tako arogantno nisam čuo u celom životu.
And this
celog
is not
svog
a
života.
joke, this is a papal bull.
A ovo nije šala, ovo je papska bula.
I like that word in English.
Sviđa mi se ta reč na engleskom, bull je
That's about
bik.
the only thing I can believe. It's papal bull.
To je jedino što mogu verujem, to je papski bik, bula.
Have you ever seen the Pope speak life into existence?
Da li ste ikad čuli papu da je dozvao život u postojanje?
So here we have a conflict of interest. Either the statement by Jesus is true or this one by the Pope is
Ovdje
true.
imamo konflikt interesa. Ili je istina ono što je Isus rekao ili ono što papa kaže.
Because this power says, I will change times and laws, I will not listen to Jesus.
Jer sila malog roga kaže promenit ću vremena i zakone i neću slušati Isusa.
Here's another papal decree. He says, I can dispense with the precepts of Christ. Don't listen to Jesus, listen to me.
Evo još jednog papskog dekreta gde kaže
He says, I can dispense with the precepts of Christ. I
ja
can
mogu
dispense.
da promenim naloge Hristove ili ukinem, da.
So he can say, don't listen to God, listen to me.
Dakle, papa može da kaže nemojte slušati Boga, poslušajte mene.
So let us look at this conflict in terms of the law.
Da pogledamo ovaj konflikt kad je reč o zakonu.
How do we marry law and grace?
Kako možemo pomiriti ili venčati zakon i milost?
Obviously the war is about the law.
Očigledno da se vodi rat oko zakona,
And salvation by grace
a spasenje milošću Božjom
is a question of trust.
je pitanje poverenja.
But you have to have the obedience with the other.
Ali mora ići i poslušnost sa milošću.
Exodus chapter 31:18
Druga knjiga Mojsijeva 31:18 kaže
says that God gave Moses the 2 tablets of stone with the law of God on them.
Kaže da je Bog dao Mojsiju 2 kamene ploče sa zakonom Božijim,
And they were written with the finger of God.
koji je bio zapisan prstom Božijim.
And the tables were the work of God.
I same ploče zakona bile su delo Božije.
And the writing was the writing of God.
I ono što je bilo je zapisano od strane Boga.
Wow, that's pretty straight.
To je prilično direktno rečeno.
No doubt as to who wrote that law.
Nema sumnje ko je taj zakon dao.
Moses broke the first tablets.
Mojsije je razbio prve ploče zakona.
So God said, I will write on the tables the word that were on the first.
I Bog kaže, ja ću napisati na kamenim pločama isto ono što je bilo na prvim pločama.
So God wrote it again.
Tako da je Bog ponovo svojim prstom napisao.
And he says, put them in the ark.
I rekao je,
Deuteronomy 10:2.
stavi ga u kovčeg, stavi taj zakon u kovčeg.
So this law had to be put inside the ark.
I to piše u 2. Mojsijevo 10:2, tako da je zakon bio stavljen u kovčeg zaveta.
Now, why is this law so important?
A zašto je taj Božji zakon tako važan?
Because it tells us what sin is.
Zato što nam kaže šta je greh.
Here, 1 John 3 verse 4.
Prva poslanica apostola Jovana 3:4,
Whosoever committeth sin
koji god greši,
transgresses the law.
on je prestupnik zakona.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Jer je greh prestup zakona.
So the law tells us what sin is.
Dakle, zakon je taj koji nam govori šta je greh.
Does it provide a solution for
Ali
sin?
da li obezbeđuje i rešenje za greh?
Yes or no?
Da ili ne zakon?
No, it doesn't.
Ne.
The cross provides a solution for sin.
Već Hristovo raspeće na krstu daje rešenje za greh.
Jesus is the solution to sin.
Isus je rešenje za greh.
And we have all sinned and fall short of the glory of God. We have all sinned
Svi smo sagrešili protiv Boga
and fall short of the glory of God.
i uskratili na neki način slavu Bogu.
I cannot even say, oh, well, I'll be good from now on.
Čak nemam dovoljno snage ni da kažem, od sada ću da budem dobar.
Be a murderer and go to the judge
Ako si ubica i odeš pred sudiju
and say to him, let me go, I'll be good from now on.
i kažeš, pusti me da idem, bit ću dobar od sada.
He'll say, but no, my friend, justice must be done.
Ne, prijatelju, pravda mora biti ispunjena.
So there's a problem. So sin separates from God.
Dakle, to je problem. Greh razdvaja od Boga.
That's what Isaiah says. Your iniquities have separated from your God.
To kaže prorok Isaija, kaže, bezakonja vaša rastaviše vas s Bogom vašim.
That's why Darwin said,
Zato je Darwin rekao,
I cannot see God in this.
ne mogu vidjeti Boga u ovome oko sebe.
Why can't we see God? Why doesn't God say, here I am, hello?
Zašto mi ne možemo vidjeti Boga? Zašto Bog ne kaže,
Here I am, hello?
zašto se samo ne pojavi i ne kaže, evo me, zdravo?
Because sin has separated this planet from God.
Zato što je greh odvojio ovu planetu od Boga.
But he didn't leave us orphans.
Ali nije nas ostavio kao siročad,
He gave us a promise.
dao nam je obećanje.
He came and fulfilled the promise.
Došao i ispunio to obećanje,
And he gave us a future promise.
a dao nam je i buduće obećanje.
So, while the wages of sin is death,
Jer je plata za greh smrt,
the gift of God
ali dar je Božji,
is eternal life through Jesus
Život-
Christ our Lord. There's a
život
solution.
večni kroz Isusa Hrista, Gospoda našega. Eto rešenja.
And a gift is by grace.
A poklon se daje po milosti.
Grace is more than a gift.
Milost je više nego poklon.
It is imputing all his righteousness to our unrighteousness.
On
Wow.
nam pripisuje čak svu svoju pravednost i to na onu našu nepravednost kakvi smo.
Can you imagine being
Možete li-
seen as righteous as God himself?
Možete li sebe videti da ste pravedni kao sam Bog,
And God says, there it is, it's a gift.
a Bog za to kaže, evo, izvoli, to je poklon.
But we don't want a gift.
Ali mi ne želimo primimo poklon.
No, I want to do something. Let me pay for it.
Mi želimo nešto da uradimo, daj da platim ja za to.
How are you going to pay for something you cannot pay for?
Kako da platite za nešto što se ne može platiti?
It's like a pauper who gets a Rolls Royce as a gift. Can't pay for it. He has to say thank you or no thank you. One of the two. A pauper. That's a very poor man.
Znači nije u pitanju papa, nego ako bi siromašak jedan, ako bi mu bio ponuđen Rolls Royce.
No, the Pope can buy 50 Rolls Royces
Papa
himself.
može da kupi, zato mi je bilo sumnjivo, ali nismo se čuli. Znači, ako siromašku ponudite Rolls Royce, on može ili da prihvati kao poklon, jer ne može da ga plati, ili da ne prihvati taj poklon.
Anyway, so sin mustn't have dominion over you
Dakle, greh ne može da ima vlast nad vama,
because
ne
you are
sme,
under grace.
jer ste pod milošću.
That means that God even gives you the power
Što
to
znači
overcome sin.
da Bog čak daje i moć da prevaziđete greh.
Of course, I'm a human being and He's God.
Naravno, ja sam ljudsko biće, a on je Bog.
And I work in my sphere as He works in His sphere.
A ja operišem u mom domenu kao i on u svom.
Lest I get puffed up and say, oh, now I'm perfect.
Osim ako se sad ne naduvam i kažem, sad sam savršen.
Ever met these perfect ones?
Jeste nekad sreli takve savršene?
They're a pain in the neck.
Oni su prava glavobolja.
What then, shall we sin because we are not under the law?
Šta onda da kažemo? Da li ćemo grešiti jer više nismo pod zakonom, već pod milošću?
But under grace?
Već pod milošću?
God forbid.
Bože sačuvaj, kaže apostol Pavle.
You see, by the law is the knowledge of sin.
Jer kroz zakon dolazi poznanje greha.
So all the law does is tell me what sin is.
Sve što zakon radi jeste da mi kaže šta je greh.
You steal, you broke the law.
Ako kradeš, kršiš zakon.
You look at another woman like this. I better look this way. You look at another woman like this.
Pogledate na drugu ženu ispod oka
You sin.
i to je greh.
You covet something that belongs to someone. You sin.
Poželite nešto što nekom drugom pripada i to je
Doesn't
greh.
provide the solution. It just tells me what it is.
Ali zakon ne daje rešenje, samo mi kaže šta je greh.
So now I have faith in Jesus.
A sada imam veru u Hrista
And does this faith now get rid of the law?
i da li se sad ta vera jednostavno otarasi iz zakona?
God forbid, it establishes the law.
Bože sačuvaj, već se utvrđuje zakon.
So now I see how wretched I am.
Sada vidim koliko sam pokvaren,
I know where the solution is. It's with Jesus.
a znam gde je rešenje, ono je u Hristu Isusu,
But I still have this problem.
ali još uvijek imam ovaj problem.
And Jesus imputes his righteousness to me.
A Isus mi pripisuje, daje mi svoju pravednost,
So my miserableness looks pretty good
Tako da-
through his glasses.
tako da ova moja ljudska beda može i prilično dobro da izgleda gledana iz njegovog ugla,
And
iz
then
njegove
he-
naočare.
Then he imparts something to me, something that goes in.
Zatim nešto umeće u mene, nešto što ide unutra
And he gives me a willing heart to want to change.
i daje mi voljno srce da želim da se promenim.
I really don't want to do that anymore, God.
I zaista ne želim to više da radim, Bože,
But as you walk down the street, whoop, there you slip again.
ali kako idete ulicom opet se okliznete na neki greh.
The difference is you get up again.
Ali razlika je što sada ponovo ustajete.
And so the wonderful idea is that the law is holy and the commandment holy and just and good.
I zakon je dobar, i
sorry.
zapovest je sveta, i zakon dobar i pravedan.
There it is.
I
Just
zapovest
and good.
je dobra, pravedna i sveta.
There's nothing wrong with the law,
Nema ništa lošeg u samom zakonu,
something wrong with us.
već u nama.
That's the bottom line.
To je osnova.
Therefore now there is no condemnation to
Stoga-
those which are in Christ Jesus.
Nema sad osuđenja onima koji su u Hristu Isusu.
Because Christ covers you and helps you on this road.
Jer vas i Hristos pokriva i pomaže vam dalje na životnom putu.
Now, if sin broke this relationship that we had with God,
Dakle, ako je greh rasturio taj naš odnos sa Bogom,
how did God solve it?
kako je Bog rešio?
Well, Adam
Taj
and Eve
problem.
were naked after the sin.
Adam i Eva postali su goli nakon što su sagrešili.
They lost their garment of light.
Izgubili su svoju odeždu od svetlosti.
And Adam said, "Ooh, is that what we look like?"
I Adam pogleda i kaže, zar mi tako izgledamo?
And they were ashamed.
I malo su se postideli.
We've become so
Ne malo,
hardened, we're not
postideli
even
su se.
ashamed anymore. We've become so hardened, we're not even ashamed anymore.
A mi smo toliko otvrdnuli da nas već više nije ni sramota.
But Adam and Eve were still ashamed.
Ali Adam i Eva još uvek su mogli da se postide.
And God came and He took a sheep,
I Bog je došao i uzeo jagnje
and the first
Ovcu.
animal died
i prva životinja bila je žrtvovana. Prva životinja je umrla
at the hand of Adam.
u rukama Adama.
And God took the skin and put it around them, made
Sam
them clothes.
Bog je skinuo kožu jagnjeta i načinio im, kako kaže, pregače.
So why did that happen?
Why?
Why did it happen?
Zašto se ovo odigralo?
Did God require the animal?
Da li je Bogu trebala životinja
Or was the animal to be a symbol of something bigger?
ili je životinja trebala samo da bude simbol nečeg većeg?
Well, in the ceremonial law, we see this something bigger aspect.
U ceremonijalnom zakonu onda možemo videti i veću perspektivu.
And this is Old Testament.
A ovo se sve dešava u Starom Zavetu.
But it explains the whole plan of salvation.
Ali objašnjava ceo plan spasenja.
Now, this law was not the moral law, it was the ceremonial law.
Ali zakon o kome ćemo sad govoriti nije moralni zakon, 10 zapovesti, već ceremonijalni zakon.
And when it was written, it was Moses who wrote it, not God.
I kada je taj ceremonijalni zakon bio zapisan, pisao ga je Mojsije, a ne sam Bog.
Here it says, Moses made an end of writing the words of this law in a
Kaže
book.
da je Mojsije zapisao sve reči ove u knjigu,
And then he was to put it in the side of the ark, not in the ark.
i trebalo je da ga stavi pored kovčega zaveta, a ne unutar kovčega.
So here was this law, the 10 commandments written by God,
Dakle, evo ovog zakona, 10 zapovesti koje je zapisao sam Bog,
which tells us what sin is.
koji nam govori šta je greh.
And here was this law written by Moses,
A evo ovog ceremonijalnog zakona, zapisanog od strane Mojsija,
which tells us what the solution to sin is.
koji nam govori šta je rešenje za greh.
And the two laws are totally different.
A ta dva zakona su potpuno različita.
The first one is called the royal law, this
Prvi
10
je
commandments,
nazvan carski zakon, ovih 10 zapovesti,
and it was written by God.
zapisan je od strane Boga.
It tells us what purpose, what sin is.
Govori nam šta je greh.
It's complete, perfect, good, holy,
On je potpun, savršen, svet,
and it'll stand
pravedan i
forever.
dobar i trajaće za uvek.
The other one was written by Moses,
Ovaj drugi je napisan od strane Mojsija, zapisan od strane
was placed
Mojsija.
beside the ark,
Stavljen je pored kovčega zaveta.
was given after sin.
Dat je posled pada u greh.
It was to reveal the remedy of sin,
Trebalo je da otkrije lek za greh,
and so it is temporary.
tako da je privremenog
So there it
karaktera.
is. There's the one and there's the other.
Ovde je jedan, ovde je drugi, simbolično predstavljen u kovčegu zaveta i pored njega.
So what Moses wrote,
Ono što je Mojsije zapisao,
the first 5 books of the Bible,
prvih 5 knjiga Biblije,
is the solution to sin.
je rešenje za greh.
It describes the origin of sin and the solution to sin.
Opisuje poreklo greha i rešenje za njega.
So if we look at the New Testament,
Tako da ako razmotrite Novi Zavet,
Matthew talks about Christ the King.
evanđelista Matej govori o Hristu kao caru,
Mark talks about Christ the servant.
a evanđelista Marko o Hristu kao sluzi,
Luke talks about Christ the man,
Luka o Hristu čoveku,
and John about Christ the divine.
a o božanskom Hristu govori apostol Jovan.
Now, what about the 5 books of Moses?
A šta da kažemo o 5 Mojsijevih knjiga?
Tells us about the origin of sin,
Prva Mojsijeva postanje govori o poreklu,
the fall, and the promise of redemption.
o padu u greh i o obećanju otkupljenja.
The second book tells us about the sanctuary.
A druga Mojsijeva nam govori o svetinji,
That's the nuts and
Hristu.
bolts of salvation.
To je osnova spasenja.
And then Leviticus tells us about the sacrifice.
Treća
Christ our
Mojsijeva
sacrifice.
govori nam o Hristu kao našoj žrtvi za nas.
Numbers tells us about Christ our guide.
Četvrta Mojsijeva o Hristu našem vodiču,
And Deuteronomy tells us about Christ our reward.
a peta Mojsijeva o Hristu kao našoj nagradi.
Wow, so you can't cut off the Old Testament, you need it.
Tako da ne možete da odsečete Stari Zavet, on vam treba.
Jesus says, I have kept my Father's commandments,
Isus je rekao, ja održah zapovesti Oca mojega.
and think not that I have come to destroy the law.
Ne mislite da sam došao da pokvarim zakon.
He says, not one jot or tittle will pass from the law.
Kaže, ni jedna jota ili titla neće proći iz zakona, neće se ukloniti.
So does the law stand?
Dakle, da li zakon i dalje važi?
Yes or no?
Da ili ne?
For how long?
Koliko dugo?
Forever.
Dokle? Zauvek.
The law stands.
Zakon ostaje.
It is easier for heaven and earth to disappear than for the least stroke of a pen to drop out of the law.
Preće nebo i zemlja proći nego i najmanje slovo iz zakona.
So the law stands.
Tako da zakon stoji.
And this is love for God,
A ovo je ljubav prema Bogu,
to obey Him.
da ga poslušate.
Now this is wonderful.
Nije li to divno?
He doesn't say, obey me.
Ne kaže, poslušajte,
He says, if you love me, you will obey me.
već kaže, ukoliko me volite, poslušat ćete me.
Because I want only what's good for you.
Jer vam želim samo ono što je dobro za vas.
If everybody loves me and keeps my commandments,
Ako me svi vole i drže moje zapovesti,
nobody will steal.
niko ne bi krao.
And you can leave your most beautiful woman in the company of a most handsome man and feel absolutely safe.
I vašu najlepšu ženu možete ostaviti u društvu najzgodnijeg čovjeka i biti potpuno bez brige.
And you can throw away all your keys,
I možete baciti sve svoje ključeve,
and your kids will always hug you.
a vaša deca će vas uvijek grliti.
Wow, isn't that good news?
Ne bi li to bilo lepo, nije li to lepa novost?
And then he says he became the
Zatim kaže,
author of salvation
budući da je on postao autor našeg spasenja
to them that obey him.
za one koji ga poslušaju.
I always think about people who say, God in Jesus nailed the law to the cross.
Jeste li nekad čuli izjavu da je Isus zakon prikovao na krstu?
So now you can do what you like.
Pa sad možete da činite što vam je volja.
Oh, can I bludgeon you to death? Do you mind?
Ili imate nešto protiv da vas sad ovde izmasakriram?
Thank you for your car. You don't need it anymore. I'll take it.
A hvala i za vaša kola. Više vam neće trebati, ja ih uzimam.
That's ridiculous.
Pa to je smešno.
That would be perpetuating sin.
To bi značilo da želimo da ovekovečimo greh.
So I'm not going to go through it.
Dakle, neću ići kroz svaku zapovest. Ovde se navodi gde se svaka od 10 zapovesti nalazi u Novom Zavetu.
I just want to tell you that the New Testament mentions every single commandment.
Želim samo da spomenem da i Novi Zavet spominje svaku pojedinačnu od 10 zapovesti.
So it's not just in the Old Testament.
Tako da one nisu važeće samo u Starom Zavetu.
So why is there a law? Why is it there?
Zašto uopšte postoji zakon?
It was added because of transgression.
On je dodat zbog prestupa.
Confusing.
Zbunjujuće.
Which law is he talking about now?
O kom zakonu se ovde u Galatima poslanici govori?
He's talking about the ceremonial law.
Govori o ceremonijalnom zakonu.
Because transgression
Jer prestup
implies a law that was broken.
ipak uključuje zakon koji je bio prekršen.
And Paul does this all the time to the confusion of many.
A apostol Pavle to stalno navodi zbunjujući mnoge.
So one law is this and one law is there. Which law are you talking about, Paul? I'm very confused here.
Pa jedan zakon ovde, drugi zakon tamo, pa čekaj Pavle, o kom zakonu govoriš, malo me zbunjuješ.
So don't be confused when people say the law is no more, you can do what you like.
Tako da ne treba budete zbunjeni kada vam neko kaže zakon više ne važi, možda činiš šta želiš.
You see, the law that was added was the ceremonial law.
Vidite, zakon koji je bio dodat kao posljedica greha je ceremonijalni
From
zakon.
now on, a lamb had to die.
Od sada jagnje je moralo da bude žrtvovano.
And we find this in the sanctuary.
A to nalazimo u svetinji.
It had one opening over here,
Dakle, svetinja je imala jedna vrata, jedan ulaz
which is
ovde,
called the door
koji se zove jednostavno vrata
or the gate.
ili kapija.
And then there was another one over there,
A zatim drugi ulaz
which had the same colors,
koje je bilo iste boje
and another one on the inside, which had the same colors.
i još jedna unutar same svetinje koja je također bila iste boje kapija.
And they were called the
Ulaz.
gate, the door, and the veil.
I oni se zovu kapija, vrata i zavjes, kako kaže naš prevod zavesa.
Moses had to make this sanctuary,
Dakle, Mojsije je trebalo da načini svetinju
and he had to make this tabernacle according to a pattern that was shown him.
i trebalo je da načini tu svetinju prema slici koja mu je pokazana, prema modelu.
Very precise.
Vrlo precizno.
And we can learn so much from it.
I tako mnogo možemo da naučimo iz svetinje.
Outside was a wall of white linen,
Okružavao ju je zid od belog platna,
and white linen stands for righteousness.
a belo platno je simbol pravde.
When you enter into this
Kada
gate,
uđete kroz kapiju,
and Jesus is the gate,
a Isus je vrata, kapija,
you enter into his righteousness.
ulazite u njegovu pravdu.
And there you see an altar of burnt offering,
I vidite oltar za žrtve paljenice,
where a little lamb was slaughtered.
gde je jagnje bilo ubivano,
The lamb
gde su
is-
jagnja bivala
The lamb is
ubijena.
a symbol of Jesus,
Jagnje je simbol Hrista.
the innocent dying for the guilty.
Nevini umire za krivoga.
And then there was a big washing basin,
Zatim je bila velika umivaonica,
and then there was a tent with 2 rooms in it.
a zatim šator sa 2 prostorije.
And Hebrews tells us that Jesus is our high priest.
A poslanici Jevrejima kaže da je Isus naš veliki sveštenik ili prvosveštenik.
And that Jesus serves in a heavenly temple.
A također da Isus služi u nebeskoj svetinji,
And that the earthly one is just an example of what's really going on.
a da je zemaljska svetinja bila samo primjer onoga što se zapravo odigrava na nebu.
So we can't throw it away. If we want to know what's really going on, we have to look at it.
Dakle, ne možemo to tek tako odbaciti. Ako zaista želimo znamo šta se događa, treba da razmotrimo šta je ovdje bilo.
So what did it mean?
I šta je značilo?
Well,
So-
the earthly one was pitched in the midst of the people.
Dakle, bila je izgrađena među narodom, da,
And
postavljena,
Jesus is to be in the midst of the people.
a Isus je došao također da prebiva među svojim narodom.
And if we look at the furnishing in this tabernacle,
A ako pogledamo nameštaj ove svetinje,
then there was a candlestick.
svetilišta, tu je bio svećnjak,
There was a table of showbreads with 12 breads on it.
zatim sto za hlebove sa 12 postavljenih
There was this
hlebova,
laver to wash with.
dakle i ova umivaonica,
Then there was this little altar of gold, which was
i
called the altar of incense.
mali zlatni oltar koji je nazvan kadionim oltarom,
And then there was the ark into which was put the Ten Commandments.
a zatim i kovčeg zaveta u koga su stavljene 10 zapovesti.
And all of these things, the gate, the door, the veil, they all represent Jesus.
I svi ovi ulazi i kapija i vrata i zavesa svi predstavljaju neku dimenziju Hristove službe.
And there are 4 colors and 4 pillars,
I bile su 4 boje i 4 stuba,
because 4 is the number of the earth. The whole world is involved
jer
in
je
this.
4
Not
broj
just
zemlje,
Jews.
pa je ceo svet bio dakle uključen u ovu istinu svetinje, ne samo Jevreji.
Every number is important.
Svaki broj koji je ovdje spomenut je važan.
The board numbers give multiples of 144.
Broj dasaka i stubova pomnožen daje 144.000.
And the base of the pillars
A osnova stubova
was made from a little coin which was called redemption money.
je načinjena od novčića koji su zvani novac otkupljenja, novčić otkupljenja.
And whether you were rich or whether you're poor, it was a very small amount of money that you had to pay.
A bez obzira da li ste bili bogati ili siromašni, za njega je trebala vrlo mala suma da bude
So
plaćena.
Christ became the foundation.
Tako da je Hristos postao temelj.
The number 5 is important in the sanctuary.
U svetinji je važan i broj 5.
So the whole construction has to do with the ministry of Christ.
Tako da cela gradnja hrama ima veze sa Hristovom službom.